where do you see America at this time with her governance? What are we? Are we an empire at this point?
So we've been an empire essentially since, as you know, I'm a historian, so you're tempting me here, and I'm going to go into it. We've been an
Sure.
empire, I would say, since 1892, officially 1892, 93, as far as taking over the Hawaiian government and claiming the Hawaiian Islands for ourselves. 1898, we have the Spanish-American War. And from that point, we get the Philippines as a territory with some suzerainty, but over time, we give them a little bit of independence. We get Cuba and all of the Spanish colonial assets. So if I can
Certainly.
remember your first question, it was, what is the state of our governance? The state of our governance is that federal overreach continues and hasn't stopped since the deep state assumed singularity in March 1933 under FDR.
So, me personally, I go back a little further than that because I think any entity that wants to take over a people, they really have to wrap up the economy first. I think it goes back to the economic side. Maybe you could speak a little bit to our trappings of what happened in 1913 with the Fed and the creation of fiat currency.
Sure, all fiat currency. I'm an economist by formal training from university, and I'm an Austrian economist because I was so fortunate that I went to a university in Northern California called Humboldt State, which is now Humboldt Polytechnic. I had just gotten out of the Navy. I was still in the reserves, and if you find Berkeley to be too right wing and oppressive, you go to my school at Humboldt. But I arrived there. I am not of a socialist or communist mindset or a government. I like to use the word government supremacism. I don't have that. Two Austrian economists are hiding in a basement at the economics department. And for 3 glorious years, I was able to learn their craft, not as well as they can, and certainly not by any stretch, like von Mises, Baron Barach, and Rothbard, and Hayek, and all the rest of the greats. I can read them, and I have that
Sure,
understanding. I may not. So I'm making a swag here. I think they said on the
sure,
top 1 to 3% of earners that they would be paying in the single digits in a percentage. So, Robert, I
sure.
have a quiz for you as far as the income tax. 30 years later, in 1943, what is the top marginal income tax rate on Americans under Red DR's administration?
I'd go 32%.
94.
Now, I was way off.
Now, that's 94% in a progressive taxation because if you fast forward to today, when Reagan came into office, we had a tax rate of 70% because when Ike came in office, he said, this is outrageous to have 94% and reduced it to 88. But what they found over time is that there's a certain entropic effect about high taxes where you pretend to work, I'll pretend to pay you, or vice versa. So I think they discovered briefly that when you reduce the taxes, you get more revenue. But one thing that galls me about present spending talk and all the fraud that you and I are witnessing that's been there for so long is don't
Yes,
talk to me about tax rates until you justify every dime that you spend.
yes.
I don't know why we would entertain this note. Well, we need to raise the taxes here or adjust them. No, justify all your spending first. I would posit, again, a swag, that 25% of the present federal budget is fraud,
Easily.
simply fraud. So,
I would agree with that.
did that answer the question? I know I went
It
around the
it
corner
did.
and okay.
No, that's perfectly fine. It did.